Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Committed Critics, a pop culture podcast where we're not only committed to our opinions, but also each other.
Aww.
I'm Kevin Lau.
I'm Ryan Davis.
I'm Zach Wright with no Jordan today, unfortunately.
No Jordan.
She's on a vacation. What the fuck is that?
Oh.
She got money.
Well,
Yes, she
she's
does.
on vacation. It's just going to be us, the boys.
Just the three of us. We can make it if we try. Just the
well, guys,
three of
this was a
us.
nice time. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
We do this literally every time there's only three of us on the show.
Mhm.
I know.
Yeah. So today we're gonna push. We've been pushing some of our topics for a bit later when we have all four of us available. So today we're just kind of just hanging out. Kind of giving you a little bit of a taste of what our Patreon portions are kind of like. Also, Patreon has a new feature now where we can show 5-minute samples of
cool.
what are clips there as well. So if you are curious of what the first 5 minutes of each episode seems like on Patreon, you can go over there as well. But today, what you guys got? Zach, what you got?
I have made the turn, fellas. I'm a full-blown Swiftie now.
I'm so disappointed.
Oh, man.
I don't be disappointed. You need to join the light side over here because this shit is
Man.
good, all right?
That carbon footprint's only going to get bigger, man.
Listen, man, it's for safety. Because you know what? Have you seen the video of her like eating at like a restaurant like Massachusetts?
No.
Like her fans got wind of it, and it's a swarm of fucking people swimming the restaurant. So this woman can no longer fly coach anymore. It makes total sense for her, like safety and well-being.
Man, dude, I don't blame her for like the whole using a private jet thing. I totally get it. Like,
yeah.
Like, I think
Here's the thing.
I-
After she broke the internet with the whole everyone bought tickets to the show, I was like, okay, this is all, it's over.
Well, like that,
Yeah.
and like also like when she was, I think at her tour in like Seattle or some shit, her security had snipers on buildings.
oh wow, I did not know that.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean,
that's unreal.
yeah. So for people out there, I just want to say, if you think celebrities need to slum it up with the rest of us, they can't. Like they have like stalkers are real.
Yeah.
So, they are very terrifying. I have met a few of them for other celebrities. They are very terrifying.
Yep.
Also, like when it comes to celebrities, like women are like people usually leave the male celebrities alone. But like the female celebrities, like Taylor Swift, like people don't respect them because surprise, people don't respect women. So
Really? I thought with all the boy bands and everything, like I've seen all the things with the girls chasing.
Oh no, that it's still bad both ways. I'm just saying it's more dangerous for female celebrities than male celebrities.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Taylor Swift with her status and her following, like there's no way that she can go on like a plane with other people. Like that's impossible.
So like to give myself some little backstory and lore about how I've become a full Swiftie. Jordan has made the turn a while ago, and Jordan used to hate Taylor Swift. She hated her music like a long time ago. Like I always enjoyed like 1989 and like some like Love Story, like fucking banger right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I always would play it in the car and always would bug her. She's like, I don't get how you like Taylor Swift. I'm like, I don't know. That's like just fun music to listen to, right? And then Jordan, like when Midnight's came out, her newest album, I listened to it. Jordan listened to it, and Jordan's like, all right, this is pretty good. Like I hate to admit, but like Midnight's is pretty good. And I'm sure Jordan will tell you the full story at some point on Patreon episodes.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like why she would hate Taylor Swift.
She didn't hate her. Sorry, I should rephrase that. She did not hate Taylor Swift. She just did not like understand the hype around her music. Did not really did not get it, I guess, is a better way to put it. Wasn't her cup of tea.
Yeah, I got you.
And then Jordan went back and started listening to her albums, and then she made the full turn. She started with her Lover album, which is one of her. Do you guys know what's going on with like her masters and like her re-recordings?
Yeah,
she's just she's re-releasing all the stuff so she can get paid or something like that.
Not get paid, so she can own her masters. So she owns the actual master copy of her records, basically.
Because she has her own recording studio now, right?
She's still signed to I think another label company, but she's still re-recording the music herself, and she will now own it.
Gotcha.
So Lover is her first like the masters and like art album she owns. So Jordan started there. That's where I'm starting. I had started too just yesterday, and it's a banger of an album. There's some misses on it. Don't get me wrong. Like Me with Brandon Urie from Panic Disco, not a great song, awful song. I'll even say it's a miss, total miss.
Uh-huh.
But like even You Need to Calm Down gives it like Shake It Off vibes from a prior album. So right now I'm going through like Folklore and Evermore. They're more like the folky, like different like genre music. I'm just surprised that one artist can like flip back and forth between like genres so easily.
Oh yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy. Like obviously she started out as like a country artist, then made her way to pop, and now she did like a small like edgy songs and like Reputation, but then she went back to pop, and now she did like folk, and eventually like I think there's a rumor she can do like a full on rock album at some point. It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. But yeah, so I'm a full Swiftie now. My For You page is full of Taylor Swift edits. Yeah, it's real bad.
Almighty.
Yeah, real bad. Down bad.
Well, all right. I'm not a Swiftie, but I do respect her music. I think she is a really good musical artist. I'm just, not super my thing. So
Kevin, I should challenge you to listen to Lover. I think you'll like it.
I've already listened to it.
Have you?
I did actually listen to it recently because a certain project I'm attached to right now, which I can say there's an Indiegogo page for it. I'm attached to be a cinematographer for a Spider-Man fan film from like one of our former classmates.
Oh, nice.
That's
cool.
also,
that's right.
Yeah, so it's like
not
it's also
Spider-Man
like
Lotus.
It's not Spider-Man Lotus. Definitely
God.
not that one. I should probably clarify. It's not that one. It's called Spider-Man Lover. I'll link the Indiegogo page in the description. It's like basically, it's a short film. It's like that combines Spider-Man Blue, the graphic novel, with Taylor Swift soundtrack. And most of the songs are from Lover. So I listened to that album. Yeah, so I listened to that album just as part of like research for the tone and the other songs that are specifically mentioned in the script. So like I've listened to a lot of her stuff very recently. Again, objectively good, not my thing.
Interesting. I mean, that's fair. I respect it.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't do. I like her old stuff. I like some of the old songs. I think, but.
Romeo, take me
somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. That song can pull me out of Vecna's trance right there. Okay, that's my Vecna
song. No, that's not the Bleacher song. Which one is that?
Yeah, You Belong with Me.
Oh yeah, that's You Belong with Me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I like that song. I like that. I like Blank Space and all that. But yeah,
I can't wait for Taylor's version. 1989. 1989 was my jam in fucking high school. Style.
That one,
Wildest
Taylor's
Dreams.
version 1989 would definitely break the internet. That's for sure.
Oh, it's gonna. Whenever October rolls around, it's gonna be insane. I can't wait for Style. Oh my god, I love that song.
Zach's gonna be playing Spider-Man 2 while listening to Taylor Swift.
Literally.
That'll be.
Figure out a way to hack the game to where it only plays Taylor Swift songs.
Zach, that should be your TikTok.
When Miles is jumping off a building instead of What's Up Danger, it's a love story.
Oh god. Okay, no, don't insult that will take away the swagger of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
Oh shit, that's funny.
No.
But yeah, well, I guess that's our opinions on Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, if you're listening, Jordan and Zach would really like your phone number, apparently.
Yes.
Just to hang out and make music
Kevin,
together.
What's your favorite? So, piggybacking off Taylor Swift, you have a comment written down here about meeting any famous people.
Yes.
Have any of us ever met any famous people?
Yes.
Ryan had a story. But Ryan's also been to conventions. So
I mean, I've
been to conventions, yeah. But like, I mean, like some of them, like when I went and like worked or not worked, but like did a small internship at ESPN. Like I ran into like Dwayne. I literally ran into Dwayne Wade, and I was like, "Oh, you are much taller than you look on TV. Like ridiculously tall." Because like on TV, they're all next to people who are the same height, so you don't even recognize it. But then you're like right up in front of them, and you're like, oh, I thought I was tall, and then I'm looking up, and I'm like, I'm not even at your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I met him. I met Lil Rel Howery. I met Stephen A. Smith. I went to elementary school with Jason Tatum. So
I was gonna
just
say,
been
like, you went to school with someone who's a famous athlete now.
yes, I went to school with Jason Tatum. He was not the best person back then, but I think he's mellowed out now. I
Whoa.
don't know.
Whoa. Slander.
I was slightly bullied, so it was cool.
Well.
All right. Well, that's
moving on.
Yeah. So those are my famous people.
Okay.
Kevin, can you say the ones you've met technically, legally?
I can say a good handful of them. So like I worked with Harry Shum Jr., which if you've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, he's the Rakakuni guy.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was really cool to see him in Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I worked with him on a project called Broadcast Signal Intrusion. He's a really cool guy. I done interviews with Jennifer Tilly, which people might know from the Chucky franchise.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of all the celebrities now. I've made a music video with Jeff Schroeder from who's the guitarist of Smashing Pumpkins currently.
Can you say the big one yet?
What's the big one? What I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, I cannot say the big one yet. I cannot say the big one yet.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. There is a pretty big Broadway star that I worked with recently.
Yes.
Did not have a lot of direct interactions with.
It's not Mary Jane Watson because she's not real.
Yeah. I was very confused if you were referencing a real person. I was like, wait a second.
And her name is Kirsten Dunst.
Spider-Man 3. It's a Spider-Man 3 plot line.
Yeah. So I cannot talk about the Broadway star. I mean, and then there's people that I've met or worked with that became a little bit more famous since I've met them, but like but it really is. I've gotten to the point where it's just like I don't perceive them as famous anymore. They're just colleagues or
it's just Bob,
just people.
just
Jeff.
Yeah,
it's just Bob. Jeff. Exactly. Yeah.
Jeff was an Oppenheimer. Crazy.
Yeah. So I don't think I think that's the biggest names I can talk about, right? Oh no, duh! I've met Frank Oz, the voice of Yoda. I did an interview with him, and actually met one of his stalkers outside the building too.
Nice, cool,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, my friend and I were walking out, we're leaving the building, and I walked to my car, and this one person was just standing at the corner of the building, and he came up to us. It was like, "Hey, is Frank in there?" I'm just like, "Ah, man, I think he left."
Good bluff, Cody. Great bluff.
And I walked away.
I'm sure he believed you.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man.
Did you go to Frank Oz afterwards and you're like, "Hey, Frank, this guy was out there." He's like, "Oh shit, we gotta go."
No, because like I was clocked out for the day. I was out. Frank had like his own bodyguard there and everything, and the group of people, so he would have been fine. But like, no, it's just like, nah, I think he left, and then I walked away.
Now all heroes wear capes. Jesus.
Yeah. Trying to think of anyone else.
I mean, I went to like a convention, met like a couple people from the Aerocast, like whenever I was younger in high school.
Yeah, I've never been to convention.
That's the biggest one that. Oh, I guess at work I met Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports.
Ooh,
that was not fun, but it's all right.
Andrew Rayner, from Game Informer, now on Gearbox, follows me on Twitter. So
nice.
However long Twitter is gonna last.
That's at X now, Kevin. Come on, call the right name.
Yeah, it's X. Yeah,
show some respect.
They put an X X marquee on the building without consulting any of the city at all, and it was too bright and it was bothering the apartments from across the street. So they had to take it down.
That's hilarious. I remember the first day they did that, they got like stopped like halfway through because they didn't have the proper permits, and they finished it and it was too bright.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They didn't have the proper permits, so it's just like, you gotta take it down, man. Like, you're bothering too many people. Oh, there's a metal band called Knocked Loose, which actually has quite a bit of a following right now. I was a production coordinator for their recent music video.
Nice. Kevin, how many people on Twitter follow you? Because I think that you're the Kevin Lau who did the cinematography for like Game of Thrones.
He did producing and directing, and I don't think he directed. I think he just wrote. Actually, I think it's only like 20 people at most.
Only 20 people.
Yeah. I think someone tried to add me on Instagram about it too, and I was like, "Bro, I'm not sure, guy. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone."
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So the agency that represents that Kevin Lau tagged me in a post on Instagram congratulating me for being nominated for an Emmy this year. I'm like, that's not me, man.
Oh, for House of the Dragon.
For House of the Dragon, yeah.
You should just take that post screenshot and be like, I'm Emmy nominated, guys.
I should, yeah. The post is still
take that
up.
credit.
Yeah. I really should screenshot it though, just to have it for the archives.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I know the comic book writer Michael Morisi. So he wrote a couple movies that I worked on. And then I love reading his comic books. So, oh yeah, and I got to meet Tim Seeley, who is the writer of the Revival comic. I'm trying to think of any what is some of his series that you guys would have heard. Tim Seeley is like one of my favorite authors. He did Nightwing Rebirth.
Nice.
Up until the that change that everyone hates.
You mean Rick?
Yep, he wrote it all until Rick, and then he was like, "Nah."
As soon as that bullet went into his head, he was like, "Huh?
What's Rick?"
Rick is a arc in Nightwing where Nightwing gets shot in the head. He loses part of his memory, so he goes by the identity of Rick,
and he just becomes an asshole.
Yeah, like it's very short lived.
He's very edgy.
So he's made him Jason Todd, basically.
Essentially. And the funny thing was Jason Todd was having like the best arc of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Rebirth was probably the best Red Hood and the Outlaws has ever been. And Nightwing just went downhill with that Rick era. He's recovering.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him.
The Rick arc was very short lived because it was one of the editor's ideas at DC. They were like, "Oh, we should have him lose his identity," and then all the writers were like, "No, this is bad."
What are you talking about, bro?
But the editor got his way. But then like that arc had like switched writers so many times until finally they were like they went back. They found a writer that's like, "Nah, we're not doing this. Like we're gonna like create a better. We're gonna bring Nightwing back and Dick Grayson back." The way I want it to be, and now it's like one of the best-selling DC titles.
It's like it's kind of sad how comics like will do this whole thing. It was like, we got to come up with a new idea. Let's come up with the worst idea we possibly can to do it.
Man, it's wild. It's a wild industry. Well, that editor supposedly does not work at DC anymore.
I don't blame. I mean, I figured not after that.
Ryan, did you ever end up reading Imaginary Fiends?
No, I didn't. I think I like read the first couple issues to it. That's about it.
Okay. It's only one volume for like 6 issues, but Tim Seeley wrote that.
Okay.
I got him to sign my copy.
Gotcha.
Nice.
I have friends who are friends now with Jason Spizak. That's about as close as I can get, and I'm still mad about it.
Who's Jason Spizak?
He was Wally West in Young Justice. He was Silco in Arcane.
Oh,
like he's done.
I know.
He's done a couple things, and they met him at because he went to SAU Comic Con, and so they met him, and they had gone. It was Malia and Elise. They went as Vi and Caitlin, and so he recognized them. So they just became friends, and like literally he invited them out to like hang out with him and his buddies out.
That is a good pull for SIU Comic Con.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, how the heck did y'all like get that?
Excellent
I
question.
remember the first year. They only did Comic Con for 1 year while I was there, I think.
I mean, they've done it since then. It just hasn't gotten. It hasn't been as popular. Like I think after next year's eclipse, they're not doing it again.
It's just too expensive for not enough return.
Probably.
Oh, probably.
That's what I'm thinking it is. So I think after next year when they do the eclipse, they're gonna stop it. But I think here's the thing: I enjoyed the Comic Con. It was a good way, just like it's a good entry year thing or like mid year thing.
It was something to do.
Yeah,
It was
and then
definitely
I'm
something
like,
to do.
and of course, my first year I got to meet the Power Rangers, so I was like, I'm cool.
Yeah. Which Power Rangers were they
It was
from
Dino
Theory?
Thunder. It was
Thunder,
Dino
yeah.
Thunder. Yeah, the one like the last one Jason David Frank was like truly a part of.
Mhm.
And so like I now
Jason Frank was not there for the
yeah,
record.
he wasn't there. Yeah, no, it was the guy who played the Blue Ranger, Kevin Duhaney, and then the guy who played the White Ranger and that Jeff Perazzo, because I follow them both now on Instagram and Twitter. Where the both of them are like fully into like, hey, we were Power Rangers once, and just give facts about like, hey, here's what it was like on the show, and I'm like, I love this.
Here's what it was like to work on Power Rangers. 1, we were underpaid.
I mean, like, it seems like they actually enjoyed it, especially because they were like, yeah, we just hung out with Jason all the time, and it was great because the dude was just like, yeah, let's have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, yeah, if you're part of the last era that was with Jason David Frank, like the biggest Power Ranger, I understand why you would enjoy it.
Ooh, I just saw this on Twitter. A League of Their Own is now canceled on Prime Video. Yeah, Amazon canceled it, saying that it is due to the strikes.
So they're gonna blame it on that, of course.
They're blaming it on the strikes. It was apparently gonna have 2 more seasons and then end. Oh well. Oh, Amazon, that's not a good look for you, buddy.
It is not. Also, have y'all watched My Adventures with Superman at all?
I've only seen the first 3 episodes. I do plan on catching up at it soon. So, but
I've heard it's
I'm
good.
enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
It's definitely a kid show.
It's more kid than I expected it to be, but it's still like it still has kind of like a vibe. Like it reminds me of Voltron, the Voltron remake they did.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has the same kind of animation style and the same kind of like where it's like we can do some adult themes with it, but we're gonna try and make it as kid friendly as possible at the same time.
Right. It's still
like
for
that's
like
the thing though with Superman, right? Like the main pull, like the main theme of Superman is all like it's catered toward like kid friendly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it like My Adventures with Superman is definitely for, I would say, tweens from 9 to 12 years old. I think it's the perfect demographic for it. The reason why they have it as like the first show on the Adult Swim block is because it has violence in it, and the Cartoon Network block that they have aimed for kids, is they want to like push like not have as much violence in there as before.
Right.
Like the most violent thing they can get is like Teen Titans Go and Gumball.
Exactly. Yeah. So like basically the Cartoon Network block is for like little kids, and then like the first part of Adult Swim is for older kids, and then it goes kind of like slowly transitions into like more mature content.
The only problem I can see with that is that you have people watching the Adult Swim and they're like, oh yeah, like Superman and everything's on this. Then Family Guy comes on, they might not recognize. I mean, their parents might, but like the kid themselves might not.
I think it's like a slow transition into adult content. Like it doesn't become Family Guy right after Superman.
Yeah, I know that. I'm saying like, I mean, like how early is the transition? Like, is Adult Swim come on like after like what 5 or 6?
Let me see.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I think they bumped it up to earlier to start at 5.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, which makes sense if you're gonna transition into this like, oh, we have slightly more violent kids programming because it's like, oh, we have Superman, or we have like, I don't know, Ben 10, like old
okay,
Ben 10,
yeah,
or,
so
like, Grimm's.
Yeah, so Adult Swim now starts at 5 or 6 in some areas. And then okay, looks like 6 o'clock they start showing like TV 14 content like King of the Hill, or no, actually King of the Hill is actually TV PG. Never mind. And then at 8 o'clock they start showing TV 14 with like Bob's Burgers or Futurama.
King of the Hill is less rated than Bob's Burgers and Family Guy.
Supposedly, yeah. That's what it's saying
I
on their
figured it would
website.
be on par with it, if not worse.
King of No. Have you seen King of the Hill?
No, I never will.
Okay, well, it's not. It's
I've
actually
seen clips.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's definitely like King of the Hill is one of those like it's a quote unquote family show. So,
Oh, it is?
yeah, quote unquote family. There's definitely some stuff that like some episodes like maybe you don't want to show a kid, but like there's nothing that bad in it as long as you like your kids are like it's definitely for older kids.
Okay.
Yeah, like I would say like this definitely more of an 11 and up show, but definitely it has more of the appeal for adults.
I would
And then,
never have considered King of the Hill for 11 and up.
yeah, and then Bob's Burgers definite. Oh, Bob's Burgers is also TVPG. That's wild.
Yeah, I figured Bob's Burgers would be like that. Seems more kid friendly to me than King of the Hill.
That's kind of crazy. I've seen a little bit of Bob's Burgers. That is not kid friendly.
I consider.
I would
it
not
I'm
show
like,
that to my younger siblings.
I was like, I look at King of the Hill. I mean, I look at King of the Hill. I'm like, man, this is just. I don't. Maybe it's the redneck thing. I don't know. I'm just like, this doesn't seem like it.
You know
would
what?
be-
I think the broadcast versions are somewhat censored as well.
I believe you're correct.
Compared to the streaming, compared to streaming version. Because I see Rick and Morty is TV 14 on Adult Swim's. Like that is
is not
definitely a
TV 14.
TVMA show. But I also
Yeah.
know that the streaming version is different from the broadcast version.
I was about to say, I'm like, Rick and Morty is like the most depraved thing I have seen.
Because I've seen Rick and Morty clips that from the broadcast version where they actually censor the cursing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they censor the violence.
They might cut around it or something.
So
But yeah,
like,
but
the amount of like blood that happens in that show is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it looks like around like 9 o'clock is when like the real adult content comes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a little tidbit on Adult Swim.
Interesting. Oh.
What's on the Cartoon Network schedule?
Not Ben 10.
All right, relax.
They're always running Ben 10 of some sort.
No, they're not
That is-
running the Ben 10. They're running whatever this new kid is. This new punk.
They have a new Ben 10.
Yeah, they've had a new Ben 10. It's been like out for a couple years. It's like
Yeah, the Omniverse one, right?
no, not the Omniverse. That ended like back in like 2016 or something like that. No, it's like a Ben 10 reboot where it's like they go back to him being like actually 10 years old, and it looks like the style of what's the style? It looks like almost not Uncle Grandpa, but like they look blocky characters. Like it definitely.
Yeah,
looks way
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it definitely looks like way more kid friendly than the previous incarnations, and so I'm like, this hurts.
So it looks like so during the day they show. I mean, like pretty much all day. It's like it's early in the day they have Coco Melon, 7:30 a.m. right on the dot.
I don't know what that
actually,
is, but
it's a you don't want to know. So it looks like at 6 a.m. before school starts, you can watch Amazing World of Gumball. And then it goes to preschool shows, then the Looney Tunes show. That's kind of a wild thing to show at 9. Craig of the Creek, more Amazing World of Gumball, Summer Camp Island and Clarence, Teen Titans Go, more Gumball, so much Gumball. And then they have the Emoji Movie tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Oh God, why?
yeah, no, really.
I don't know,
Gumball is okay. Here's the thing: I gave Gumball some shit back in the day, but now I'm like, this isn't too bad. It actually makes me laugh occasionally. I don't watch but I see clips.
Looks like their main show that they do right before Adult Swim would be Adventure Time.
Yeah, it makes sense. Adventure Time got dark at the end. That shit is depressing.
Show's awesome.
Jesus.
Adventure Time I put in the par with Infinity Train, and man, it's sad that this show kind of just died.
Infinity Train, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfair. The world needs more shows like it.
It really does.
The creator of Infinity Train is now is a showrunner for the Among Us show, so that's gonna be something.
Really?
God. Why is it an Among Us show?
Honestly, that might be pretty good then.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
I am not.
Ryan, they
although
have an
Kevin-
Among Us movie. It's called The Thing.
I'm not gonna. No.
Hey everybody, my name is Jordan, and you've probably heard me on an episode or two, but did you know I also have a baking channel? Bluebell Bake is by the amateur baker for the amateur baker. On the channel, I'll be posting recipes, tips and tricks, and more so we can all learn to better our baking skills. You can find my channel on YouTube at Bluebell Bake, we're currently posting monthly, or on Instagram and TikTok, both at bluebell.bake. Come join our little community where no matter what happens, we keep on baking.
Don't you wish there was a pop culture review site that appealed to cinephiles, both professional and casual? Well, look no further than crprights.com. New content such as movie and TV reviews, film essays, and more are released every week by writers who crave for movies like every moviegoer craves for popcorn. CRP Rights is dedicated to making sure no one is wasting time or money where they shouldn't be. After all, you have to be able to buy your popcorn and eat it too. crprights.com. Casual reviews with purpose since 2018.
Although I did see the Mission Impossible movies now, finally. So
I still need to see
I've
those.
seen them all. I had only seen 4, 5, and 6. I had never seen 1, 2, and 3. So we watched 1, 2, and 3.
I was gonna say, like, wait a second, like, which ones are you missing? Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, I never
What do
saw
you
the
think-
original 3.
Okay, what do you think now that you've seen them all?
So 1 and 2 very feel like late 90s, early 2000s movies. Like it just feels like the stereotypical late 90s, early 2000s movies. Whereas like we got the rock music, we got like everything's like fast paced, chase cars, and I'm like, all right, I kind of like this. 3 felt like when they transitioned into that standard action movie look, like even has like the grainy film to it almost. Like I was like, is this Transformers? Is this a Michael Bay film? Because there's a lot of explosions in this. But and then 4, 5, and 6 is like where I felt like it got a little bit more different from those. Like 4, 5, and 6 feels like completely different movies from 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
7, huh?
I agree.
And 7 was all over the place.
So I find it funny that you're like, oh, the first 2 movies are like late 90s, early 2000s, and like
I mean, yeah,
that's the years they came out in.
I know, like I know that now. Like I know that. Here's the thing: when I first thought Mission Impossible came out, I thought it was like because I didn't realize how far apart 4 and 3 were, and also kind of 2 and 3 as well, because those were like that was a 5-year gap too. But like
That's 6-year gap actually.
6-year gap. But yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm watching the first one and the second one. I was like, whoa, this is old. I was like, I didn't realize it was this old, but all right. And I'm watching this. I was like, man, Tom Cruise looks completely different.
Yeah,
He had
it's
a
based on a
mullet at one
TV
point.
show from the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why I did like background research after I realized, oh wait, this isn't like a mid 2000s thing that I just like missed out on. This is like this is decades old. I was like, okay, I see now. My dad loves this. But
Just so you know, in case you think about watching the TV show, it is nothing at all like the movies.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
The only thing they have in common is the title. That's it.
It is a title and should do a mission. Should you choose to accept it?
Exactly.
Which I'm like, I'm sorry, that entire force is impractical as hell. Because I'm like, should I choose to accept it? What if I don't accept it? What are you gonna do? Just be like, oh well,
they're gonna kill you.
I mean,
maybe. But yeah, it's like the first one was just kind of had just mixed reviews when it came out. People were like, "Oh, the story's interesting, but the direction's kind of boring." The second one, which was directed by John Woo, it was Tom Cruise created his own production company just to do Mission Impossible 2 because in Mission Impossible 1 he wanted more creative control, or actually he wanted to do more of his own stunts, but the studio would not let him because he's like, "Oh, you're Tom Cruise, like if something goes wrong, like we're out of money." So,
yeah.
I
laughed at 7 because I read an interview. He was like, "Yeah, let's just do the most dangerous stunt first. That way, if I don't make it, we don't have to make a whole movie."
Yeah, exactly. So Mission Impossible 2, Tom Cruise started producing it himself, and he hired John Woo to direct it. And that was where people were like, "Oh, the action's good, but like everything else kind of sucked." Then like he waited till he got a good director for Mission Impossible 3, which surprisingly is J.J. Abrams' first feature film.
Really? Yes, sir.
Yeah, imagine that, that your first feature film is Mission Impossible 3. Talk about nepotism.
Honestly.
Yeah, Brad Bird directed Mission Impossible 4, which there's a story with Mission Impossible 4 where Tom Cruise is like, Tom Cruise would tell the story. It was like, yeah, so I went up to the safety guy and I asked, I said, I want to jump down from this building. How can I do that? And the safety guy looked at the building and says, oh, nah, man, you can't do that. So I went to the new safety guy.
Such a cocky son of a bitch,
Tom Cruise is a weird dude for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, he wants to, it's for in the sense of like he wants to do his own stunts, and he's like, I don't know. I kind of respect that part a little bit.
I was like, we were trying to rank them the other day, like excluding 7, because we were like, well, we need to see part 2 of 7 because it is a part 1, part 2. But at the same time, we're like, I don't know. I'm still trying to process it, but like we ranked it as like, because I never could remember 5 that well. That's the only one I can remember well.
Yeah, Rogue Nation. Yeah.
But I was like, if I watch 5 again, because we did we read a recap, and I was like, okay, 5 would probably have been my number 1, then 4, even though I know everyone hates it.
What?
2, huh?
No, not people don't hate 4.
Really? Because all I've heard is like 4 sucked, or maybe it's
4. No, they hate 2. 2's bad.
Oh, I was like, I enjoyed. Here's the thing, I enjoyed 2. But I think that's also because I was like, okay, I can get with this team, and then they just never come back except for Ving Rhames, who just always comes back, and I'm like, all right, cool. It was like we have to have a token black character. I get it. Yeah, so I was probably like 5, 4, 2, 6.
Oh my god,
1,
6 is so low.
1, 3. It's like, here's the thing, I love 6, but like 6 was like, it felt
all the newer ones should be at the top. That's how Mission Impossible works.
Here's the thing, I just enjoyed 2 because I was like, okay, I can get behind. This feels like actual, like kind of almost a spy thing, and I was like, I like the fact that he's fighting someone who is basically just another agent. Like 6, the only thing was, my problem with 6 is that I saw the whole twist villain thing coming from a mile away. I was like, Henry Cavill is evil. I'm like, no, he isn't. And I'm like, he was shooting at him in the damn trailer.
Are you watching Mission Impossible for the story? Come on now.
I'm partially watching it for the story.
No, man. You watch it for the spectacle.
There's movies you don't watch for the story.
Exactly. It is about the spectacle.
I will say that the spectacle is nice, but like I'm over here. I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I saw all these twists coming like a mile away. I'm sorry. I was like, I enjoyed all the Mission Impossible movies, but I was like, John Voight is evil. I was like, all right, cool. That's not Ethan Hunt. It's the other dude in the mask that he's tricking the girl so you can figure out if she's lying.
Yeah, it's fun.
I know, I agree, it's fun, but I got to the point where I was like, I just don't trust anybody. I assume everyone's in a mask. I'm in 7 when the dude's just walking around the train, just pulling on people's faces. I'm like, that's me. I would just be like, yo, anyone who I've seen like anywhere, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna rip off this mask.
Man, Mission Impossible Fallout to me is like one of the best action movies ever made because all the action set pieces and choreography are just cream of the crop.
Hey man,
it's so good.
All I know is Henry Cavill reloads his arms, and that was the highlight.
Yeah,
of the movie.
and it's awesome.
So fucking hot, bro.
that was the highlight of the movie for me.
That was the highlight of the goddamn trailer. Watching Henry Cavill fucking cock his biceps like 2 shotguns.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
The
And people are like, why did he do that? That's lame. Like, nah, man. That's like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in an action movie.
If I could cock my biceps, I just need the sound to go off with it.
Just like, I was like, yo, whoa. I was like, if I saw that, I would have been like the other dude, like, nah, I'm not fighting this dude.
Right. If you saw Henry Cavill coming with you with 2 cocked biceps, you'd shit your pants on the spot.
Oh, no, 100%. I would be like, nah, this is over. I'm not doing this. I'm not fighting this guy. I was like, hell no. And that's why I'm like, why are y'all replacing him as Geralt? I was like, nah, don't do this. This man is a
dude. You guys see the pictures of fucking Liam Hemsworth as Geralt?
No, I have not. What is
I bet they look bad though.
Google it.
I'm Googling it right now because I'm like, I'm very curious now.
Oh no.
What the?
Oh,
Hold on.
I'm seeing like
No.
a side by side comparison.
Oh, that
It's
hair
I don't know
looks
who
awful.
fumbled this bag harder, but they fucked up. This
Yeah.
Okay, why is his
like the
beard
clip-
so brown?
This is the clip
But
from
it's-
The Hangover with like Bradley Cooper calling on the phone. We fucked up. Like, hey, we fucked up.
It's like Henry Cavill looks like HBO production value. Liam Hemsworth looks like CW production value.
Yeah, like
That's
Yeah,
the best
it's
way
so
I can
bad.
explain it.
the hair looks like a wig. Like it looks like almost like a wig, or like they just like, and it's like digitally edited, so it doesn't look like it. And then I'm still trying to figure out why his beard is still brown. Like, I don't get this. Who came up
mean,
with this idea?
Netflix PR is doing a weird thing with it because they're trying to be like, oh, like we fired Henry Cavill actually, and which was like the news has been out for a while that Henry Cavill did not want to renew a contract because of how shitty the scripts were. So,
My whole thing with it, I'm like, why is everyone just hating on Henry Cavill lately?
because they might be believing what the Netflix public relations are saying, where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Henry Cavill's just difficult to work with, and stuff like that.
Just
when-
let the man build his PC and his Warhammer figurines. God damn it. Come on.
I'm like, dude's just passionate about what he does.
Yeah. So Henry Cavill isn't liking the direction of The Witcher because he's actually read the books and played the games, whereas the writers have openly admitted that they don't bother with that. So
They're literally just like, hey, we're gonna make a fantasy show, and I'll just have
Mhm.
it'll have the IP.
yeah. So the showrunners on that one, man, you sure picked the wrong writing staff, that's for sure. But also the showrunner is part of the problem too in this scenario. So that is what it is. R.I.P. To Henry Cavill era of The Witcher. I never watched it, but it looked kind of good.
I watched a
Um,
couple episodes. It was just hard to follow with the whole bouncing timelines.
Right. I'll watch Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K show though.
I will
I'm
too.
excited for that one.
Last
As
thing
some-
to add.
As someone who plays Warhammer 40K, I'm into it.
Last thing I want to ask: how did y'all feel about the Percy Jackson trailer?
I'm all right. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be okay.
They sure
Well-
shot some of that on the volume.
I was like,
You're just a
Kevin
hater,
pointed
Kevin.
that out, and
I'm
Well, I
not
had
a
to think
hater
about it.
of
I
the
was like, what-
volume. I'm
You're
a hater of like.
volume.
I'm not. No, I love the volume. The thing is, it's super noticeable because they lit the actors the wrong way. Like in the background, it looks like the light would be coming in from like camera left. But the main key light for the actors are coming in from camera right, so it looks fake. Like
yeah,
you
I
can
will
make
say,
it look
Kevin, 'cause
real.
It threw me off with the Ares. You're talking about the Ares thing, right?
There was two shots in particular. There's the three of them with the clouds behind them when the elevator doors open at the end, and then there was another shot in the middle that was like, okay, like oh yeah, the Ares shot, yes. Where they're on the beach.
That's where I looked at it and I was like, yo, that looks like a green screen.
Yeah, because they lit the actors from the wrong side of what the background is, telling you where the light is.
When you mentioned it in the chat, I was like, what's the volume? Like it took me a minute to remember what the volume was, and I was like, I'm just assuming it's like maybe this is like I don't know what he's talking about there. I was like, maybe it's a camera or something. I was like, that's the type of camera. I did not remember what the volume was at all.
Yeah, it's the set that they shot that started with the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Which
Mandalorian.
the
Yeah.
Mandalorian looks great. The Batman looks great on the volume as well.
They did the Batman on the volume.
The Batman was
Yeah.
on the volume.
Oh, I
The-
did not know that.
The cinematographer of the Batman is one of the lead creators of the volume.
Oh, did not
That's
know
why it's
that.
So,
shot
like-
so well.
Yeah, exactly. Like he actually knew what he was doing.
I'll be honest,
Fableman's
I
is
would never
also
have guessed that.
Fableman's was also shot on the volume as well. Well, not entirely, but they utilized it for a few shots for sure. But yeah, no, there's definitely great ways to use the volume. It's just like I hate it when they use the volume, but they don't know how to light the actors to match the
Mhm.
background, so it just looks fake. I'm like, guys, like you're wasting this great piece of technology.
Just
Oh
do
well.
it right.
Just do it right. Like Obi-Wan, Kenobi looks great too, and that's shot on the volume.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett, you can clearly see where
Trash. awful. You can see the seams where the screen curves.
Exactly, yeah. There's episode 4 of Loki where it's just like, all right, you're lighting your actors really weirdly with the background.
That's the chase scene, isn't it?
Yeah, the chase episode. But yeah, I mean I think the volume's good. It's just, man.
Have you seen the Loki season 2 trailer?
I did. I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm more excited for this one than the last one, but I've been burned before, so.
But maybe we can talk more about our thoughts on Loki in the Patreon portion of our show.
Patreon portion? We're at 45 minutes. Might as well keep going and upload the whole thing to both.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, well, Loki season 1, I love it. It's one of the best. It's one of my favorite MCU projects. I'm excited for season 2.
Really? Projects in general?
In general, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Why?
I'm a big fan of time travel stories.
Okay.
I also think that it's very well told, very well written, very well directed. Production design is amazing. So it's just like it found the secret sauce that it needed within the constraints of the MCU. And it just became a really amazing show.
Fair enough. Kevin, I have a question for you that's Doctor Who related.
Yes.
Will you be buying the Doctor Who Commander decks for Magic the Gathering?
I will be trying to.
Let's go.
We should do, whenever I need to, right now I'm like catching up on finances this month, which I'm pretty good on now. So once I get some disposable income, I'm gonna like buy some pre-made commander decks, and then maybe we could do like a virtual commander game where we just use webcams on a table.
Yeah, we can do that.
Totally down to try that.
Let's go.
Still need to play against you in arena.
I'm terrible at arena. I can't figure out how to build a goddamn deck in arena. My mind is overwhelmed. Just
Google best decks in Magic Arena, and then look through the forums or the Magic the Gathering website. Mm-hmm. They give you like the deck list for everyone who's entered in tournaments and like tell you the win and lose rates. Mm-hmm. Just build it together in the game, and then just try to unlock those cards as best you can.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, I just built another commander deck last night while Jordan was gone.
Nice. Jordan leaves for one day, and already you built another commander deck.
Well, I had nothing else to do last night, so I'm like, you know what? I have a Theoden card I want to use. I have some extra red and white cards. I tore apart a different commander deck that had a lot of like red, white, and black in it. I was like, there are a lot of human soldiers in here. I'm like, this can work. I just literally on this episode, I just bought like $5 worth of cards that'll get here hopefully in 2 weeks, so I can upgrade it.
Before we go on, Ryan, did you say you had to leave?
If you're gonna get 15 minutes, well, not even that. We have 13 left until it's an hour.
We can do it.
Okay,
cool.
Got it.
No.
Yep. Now we just gotta get Ryan to play Magic.
Here's the thing. I just did my first Yu-Gi-Oh game the other day.
Ditch the Yu-Gi-Oh, dude.
Ditch Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ditch
Yu-Gi-Oh.
after I figured it out, I was like, okay, I actually enjoy this, because we both discussed like the pros and cons of Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, and we were like, okay, Magic with it, you can eventually you have to work your way up to being able to do all the stuff you can do. Like the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh, you can make that a 2-turn game if you really want to.
Yeah, that sucks.
But then we're also like, okay, but the Magic is like, you got that like can take hours, and you're like, okay, it
depends on what format of Magic you play. Like Arena, 60 card, like those can take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes games.
Exactly. Yeah, regular 60 card Magic games,
quick,
like at most 1 hour, but like usually within the 10 to 30 minute range.
Commander games will range from like an hour to 2 hours, depending on how you're playing, people you're playing with.
Yeah, and Commanders when you have 100 cards in each deck, and depending how many people are playing the game too, because usually it's like typically like when you're playing Commander, you have 4 people playing against each other,
and you politic a lot, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I won't attack you if you help me get rid of this person over here.
Here's the thing, Ryan, with Yu-Gi-Oh, classic Yu-Gi-Oh, good game. or a good enough game. It works. It's fun. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, absolute trash.
I agree. Like the modern
unplayable.
stuff, as we're playing it, I was like, yo, I don't remember all this stuff. I remember when it was just like, yo, you pull this card. If you play it, you get to draw 2 more cards. Or you do this, you get to bring your monster back. Like, I remember when it was just like that. Now it's like, okay, now if you do this card with this other thing,
the chain link.
You can like link these, or like if this card has this specific name in it, you can do this with this other card. And it's like, okay, there's like too many. Like there's an essay on the cards now. It's not just like 2 lines. It's an essay where they have to put it in like small print. And I'm like squinting to see it all. I'm like, Jesus Christ, people, what happened? Like everything. But I enjoyed it. I think I'm not gonna play like in tournaments or anything. Like here's the thing: if I play a card game,
if you play Yu-Gi-Oh in tournaments, you're gonna deal a lot with that. Like I'm gonna chain link all these cards on my first turn and I win.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I just win.
Because I told my cousin, I was like, look, I ain't buying all these cards just to get one shot at right out the gate. Like that that will not be what I'm doing when I'm playing this. But like even like I don't know, like I haven't had a card game where I was like, oh, I enjoyed this and I want to keep playing it in tournaments or something like that.
Right, I'm gonna send you a link to 2 commander decks. There's 100 cards. One is $24. The other is $30. You don't need to buy both. You can pick. Hang on, just hear me out. You can pick one or the other. They're both really good. One's a starter commander deck where it's very simple. You just get a lot of fucking things that fly and you win. The other is you just make a bunch of tokens that have double strike and you just overwhelm your enemy.
I think they would come with instructions to play the game, right?
Yeah.
Because I know like each of the different cards have a different type of way they build up mana. Because I remember playing it with you, Kevin, for a little bit, and I had the green deck, and I was like, oh, I just basically just build up mana like ridiculously.
Why are you saying that? It's mana.
It is. Some animes pronounce it as mana for some reason.
I've always heard it as mana.
It's mana.
I was like, Wizard 101 was mana, man. I'm sorry. Wizard 101 is that's the standard.
Nah, man.
I sent to us on the Facebook chat. The one on the very bottom is the blue-white flyer deck. It's very simple. It's not that very good, but it'll help you learn the game. And you just make a bunch of flyers. The one above it is a little bit better and has more longevity in the game, but it's a little more complicated. But it's only like $6 more.
We'll see. I'm like I'm on the fence of getting into more card games because I'm like I did Yu-Gi-Oh because I was like, okay, me and my cousin can play this and we can play it with some of his friends who enjoy it because we all because they went to the card shop and looked in the back and they were like, yeah, I'm not getting in the back with those dudes.
Yeah. I play Pokemon sometimes, like a little bit, because my younger siblings play Pokemon.
That's even more confusing.
So. Pokemon is super easy. Like Pokemon is so easy to the point of being boring. Like there's not a lot of movement going on. It's just kind of like, it's very, very stiff in terms of like how it feels when you play the game.
Yeah.
Magic is a lot more fluid, which is why I enjoy it so much.
I think the only card games I really got into were Hearthstone, which is technically an online card game, I know.
Hearthstone. Yeah, Hearthstone is based on Magic.
Yeah, Kaijudo. And
I never heard of that one.
It's basically Duel Monsters. It was like the new Duel Monsters or whatever.
Okay.
And then if you count Bakugan, then yes. I was like, I don't know. What would you count Bakugan as? Because it's not a standard card game.
It's a card game.
Is it?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah,
it's a card game with accessories.
Fair.
It's a tabletop card game. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You don't have to choose. You can actually just choose whatever summon you want. You just got to actually make sure you have the right stuff to go with it.
Right. I don't know. Maybe technically it's a board game. I don't know. I mean, no, they sell cards separately, right?
Yeah, they sell the. Yeah,
I don't know how it works
separately.
anymore. I haven't played it since
If they sell booster packs, then it's definitely a card game.
I think the booster packs have the Bakugan and cards in it, so I think it's technically both.
And then they did the whole traps thing. That was a whole
and the equipment.
Yeah, okay. When they started adding equipment, I was like, all right, this is a little bit weird, but I'll go with it. And then they added Transformers, and I was like, okay, no, this needs to end.
Good times.
What was
Good
the
times.
what was the Riot Games card game? Legends of Runeterra. I played that quite a bit too. That's the one
that
that's
sounds
based on League.
familiar.
That's it's a League of Legends card game,
Yeah.
virtual card game. I haven't played it in a hot minute, but it's a lot of fun.
Ryan, I think you would really like Magic if you had the right deck. You would
know-
really
you wanna
like
know
Magic.
You want to know the best card game out there? Gwent.
Oh Jesus!
Never played it.
When I tell you that, like Sterling, I made him go down a spiral on Gwent, and then when Malia started playing Witcher, I told her play Gwent. She's like, I'm not gonna play Gwent. That's stupid. Why would I play a card game in The Witcher? And then I come back like 2 weeks later, and she's like, I went down a spiral. I've done nothing
that
but
tracks.
chase people after trying to play Gwent.
That would be like, because I haven't played with any of the Witcher games. I do want to pick up Witcher 3 at some point because I want to play Gwent. I just want to try it.
Nerd.
I want to try it out.
It's the most random. Like, here's the thing. Like, I was like, oh, Gwent is stupid too. But then when you win a few games and you start winning against harder opponents, you're like, yo, I'm gonna go around and just challenge anyone. Like, you walk up to the shopkeeper and you're like, I need to buy something. They're like, hey, you want to play Gwent? I'm like, oh, hold on a second.
Do you mean
I think-
your ass kicked in Gwent, shopkeeper? Hell yeah, brother.
I was like, first let me buy all the cards you have. Then I'm gonna use those cards to take more into your cards and
See,
your money.
There is a Gwent game on, like, standalone Gwent game on Steam for free.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet. So I might pick it up.
It's not the
maybe.
same, man. You just gotta go up to a random dude and just be like, yo, I'm
Exactly,
gonna mug you for
yeah.
your cards.
Exactly. I want that experience.
He's just like, hey, I'm doing this bounty hunting mission for you, but before I go, solve your request of your dead child, can I play you in a round of Gwent?
I just want to learn how to play the card game, so I'll add it to add to library.
All right. Well,
But yeah, that's it's Witcher. It's our card game talk for you. Zach is just super addicted to Magic,
Magic.
even though all this time I'd be like, hey man, you should play it. He's like, nah.
Kevin,
No,
that is
thank you.
95% of the stuff I get into is you've said you should do this. And I'm like, that's for nerds. And then I end up being a nerd.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, I'm like, Zach, the one thing I never expected from you was Magic, and then I was like, oh, he's playing Magic now? Oh, he's going deep
Brother,
dive.
it's really fun.
He's playing Magic. He's reading Lord of the Rings. Not even watching the movies. He's reading the books.
Yeah, that
I'm on the last
also
book,
threw me
too.
off.
I'm on the last book.
Man.
The fucking battle at the end, riveting. Let me tell you, all right?
Mhm.
When Mary, I guess spoilers for Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Whenever like Eowyn and Mary are fucking fighting like the Witch Queen, like the King Wraith or whatever.
Mhm.
I had to read that like 3 times to figure out what was going on, first of all. Because I was like, wait, did fucking Eowyn just die? Or Eowyn just die? And I was like, oh no, they just got fucked up.
Zach, I would never have thought to hear the words Lord of the Rings and riveting come out your mouth, but here I am.
Yeah.
Correct.
And also, he and Jordan are hooked on Bluey. Like, they watch new episodes as they come out.
Correct.
Like, they're more dedicated than me on that one.
I don't even understand this anymore.
We finished that in like a night.
Oh my.
Ooh, also the
what else
Bear
is
on the
there?
Hulu. Bear on Hulu.
Yeah,
The
I've heard that's
Bear
really
on
good.
Hulu. Binge watched the whole first season in one day. It was so good.
Oh my.
Mhm.
How do y'all do that?
Well,
I can't
there's only
talk.
8 episodes and they were 30 minutes apiece. So it's only 4
Oh,
hours.
Okay, they're 30. 'Cause I thought they were all an hour-long episodes, and I'm like, yo, how are
No.
you actually binging these?
Really
You
good.
spend
Very
a
intense.
whole day.
Okay, that's
I-
more manageable if they're 30 minutes apiece. I
I
understand. how
highly
you do it.
recommend it. Really good.
Yeah,
I
it's on
can't,
my
man.
watch list for sure.
Yeah,
After-
chef.
well,
It was shot in
I-
Chicago. I know someone who worked on it.
I gotta watch Only Murders in the Building first because I've been putting that off for till.
I
Oh, that's
told
awesome.
Jordan I wanted to watch that. She started watching it without me.
Damn, it's a good show.
I know. I'm pissed.
I was like, I need to watch it because it's been on my list for forever, and I'm like, I need to finish this. I need to finish Handmaid's Tale. I need to give myself closure on that, but I won't.
After I'm done with Ted Lasso, I need to catch up on anime. I need to watch Demon Slayer. I need
One
to
Piece.
watch. Not yet. Not yet, Ryan.
Hey man,
However,
I'm
like-
on episode 350 now. I'm trucking
So-
along.
two of my coworkers are really into anime. One of them loves One Piece. I'm like, dude, I'll watch it one day, but like I need time because I still need to watch. Yeah, I still need to watch the new season of Demon Slayer. Need to catch up on My Hero Academia. Need to watch Zom 100. Need to watch the new season of Mushoku Tensei.
Wow, you're way behind.
Yeah, I'm way behind. I think that's all on my list currently. And then once I'm caught up on those, then I can start a new anime.
I gotta go through my magic cards and send you those duplicates I have, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, no rush, man. Like, I'm not gonna take them to tournaments anytime soon. So yeah, no rush. But yeah, I should probably. Do I want to invest? How much more do I want to invest in Magic? I'll get those. I'll try to get at least one of those Doctor Who commanders for sure. I want to see if I can.
I got, of course, the 11th and 10th Doctor one. Like, duh. But honestly, its mechanics are kind of confusing, so I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it looked a little goofy. Are there still any Warhammer 40k commanders available? How would it look?
Oh yeah, they're expensive. My buddy down here, he bought all 4 of them when they were like $50 a piece. He loves those decks. The Necron deck is insane, dude.
Yeah, I bet they looked really good. I was like, when they came out at a time where I'm just like, I have no money. Like, I can't.
Those decks are really good.
I really wanted them. Oh well, I actually do plan on like, now that I have a little bit more time during the strikes, that just go back to painting my Warhammer miniatures.
So my buddy, Brandon Morales, who's a patron on the show, he turned a bunch of cards because he's who got us into Magic the Gathering, right? He has so many cards. Like, I'm talking like a toolbox full of like Magic the Gathering, like commander decks, right? He turned in like cards that equaled up to like $400 in in-store credit, and he bought a whole Warhammer like starter set for him and Mark to start building models. Nice.
Yeah. He probably got the starter set that had the orcs and the ultramarines.
Something like that, I think. Yeah, but me and my other friend, look, they're like, we're not going this far. We can't. This is too expensive. We can't do this. This is
it is a very expensive. Yeah, see, Warhammer 40K, I was introduced to it when I was 12 years old. So I have the starter set and I have one expansion set for the ultramarines. But it's something that's like requires so much time and money that I just couldn't keep up with it. But at least I want to finish painting all the models that I have, and then maybe like slowly immerse myself back into the game. But depending on how much time and money I end up having in the long run. But I'm hoping to get a full-time job in the next couple months.
Nice, cool.
So yeah, that should definitely give me some disposable income. So I
can. What are we gonna title this episode?
Shoot the shit.
I feel like we should use Taylor Swift somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Because we start with Taylor Swift. So Zach's takes on Zach loves Taylor Swift, or Zach's takes on Taylor Swift.
Zach's a Swiftie and other nerd shit.
Exactly.
I was gonna say like Swifties, card games, and what else did we talk about?
I think
Mission
we need to
Impossible.
lean full into Taylor Swift, I think.
Yeah. Zach is a Swiftie now. Zach's a Swiftie now.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Zach's Swiftie inauguration.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to say that all 4 Warhammer commander decks are on Amazon right now for $179.
You know what? That's not that bad.
That's a good deal.
That's not that bad.
You just have to pay more up front. That's all.
What is that? What is that? Like $60 a piece?
No, less than $50 a piece.
That's $45 a piece for. Oh, dude. Each of those decks are like 70 a piece.
Yeah, I know.
That's phenomenal. Put that shit on a credit card.
Maybe. I'm thinking about it. Do the payment plan.
Oh, that's really good. $45 a piece for those decks. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe. I'll think about
Here's
it.
Here's the thing. With Magic the Gathering, it's an investment, right? This is how our one buddy, Oliver, he's like, if you just don't want to do it anymore, you can just sell the deck back. You can just sell it. Like, for basically what you paid for, maybe a little bit under. But like, if you pull like some cards and some set boosters, you throw them in there and like ramp up the price.
You can always sell it to a store.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hang on. What's the original Single, yeah. Individually, they're like $55, $60 each.
I'm pretty sure they're more than that right now.
That's what that's what it's saying on Amazon right now.
Is it really? They're down to $55 a piece.
Yeah, maybe let's check the Necron one since I think it's actually rated as the best. Necron is not available. Individually.
That's like the Sauron deck right now. All right, so the Imperium deck is $61. I'm seeing that one right there. Yo, that's crazy. It's only $180 for all 4. Woo! I'm gonna be acting up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord
also,
Almighty.
since I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons more, I need to invest in like some miniatures for that and some little things.
Hey, all I remember last time we played Dungeons and Dragons, Zach killed my dragon.
I assisted in killing your dragon.
You didn't assist. You shot it like 5 times, rolling ones.
I wanted to die.
When we play our role playing game, which hints for the audience, we're gonna play Honey Heist. It's gonna be a lot. I don't know calmer. I don't know calmer is the right word. Maybe a little less intense than Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm still gonna find a way to make it insane.
Well, I mean, you're pulling a heist, man. So, and you're bears with hats on. So
I can do something stupid with that. So I want to maul the security guard.
Oh, here we go. Ryan.
Yeah, you can do that.
Here's how we get Ryan and his buddy and his friend into Magic the Gathering, right?
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
What is it?
The Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic Fusion deck.
No. It's Magic the Gathering starter kit. There's 2 arena decks ready to go for $10.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, you get the.
Here's the thing. He already has Magic cards. He was into Magic first, and then he decided I'm gonna go play Yu-Gi-Oh! Now.
Is this the same guy that built a gaming PC and then decided to go to console instead?
Who? I mean, he does both. Like, he does game. Like, he has a PC and he's literally an electrical engineer. Like, here's the thing. I love my cousin because when he gets into something, he fully dives into it. Because I was like, all right, we'll play Yu-Gi-Oh! I come back a week later and he has like researched everything about it. So he like is over here like building his deck from scratch. And I'm like, yo, I was not expecting you to go that deep. He was like, man, I wasn't buying a booster pack. I bought every single individual card. I got like multiple different cards in here. I'm like, okay. And I played with his deck. It's actually a solid deck. That thing is
Here's
ridiculous.
the thing though, Ryan. Magic the Gathering has IP tie-ins to it. What if I told you
the cards
there were Transformer? There are Transformer cards, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
There are. I bought them all.
There are, yeah.
I bought all 15 of them for $10.
There's also arcane cards as well.
Arcane, yep. Stranger Things.
Wait, why are there arcane cards in Magic the Gathering?
They're not part of like the main sets. They're separate sets.
It's called Universe Beyond. So like they have like different sets that are like tied to like different IPs. So like Lord of the Rings right now. They just did like a partnership with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I remember that.
Lord of the Rings is being released as like an actual mainline set.
Yeah, it's a main set, yeah.
Whereas like the like Stranger Things and Transformers are under these secret layers where they have like a small set of cards that you can just buy a pack of.
Let's see. I see the Warhammer one. I see
Warhammer is also Warhammer was just only commanders. So
yeah, just Google Transformers Magic the Gathering cards. I have all 15 of them. Well, all the 15 of the like easy ones to get. The other ones are like Evil Optimus Prime, and those are like fucking $30 a piece.
Yeah,
like,
they did like
$30 for these.
They had 6 cards for the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Are these like the classic? Oh, it's classic Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Oh, okay. Then I thought when you talk Transformers now, I'm always assuming it's gonna be the Michael Bay ones, and I'm like, oh no, we're going old school.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like them. I'm glad I got them. They're only $10 for 15 of them, I think.
All I gotta say is that when I was playing Magic, there was no IP tie-ins.
Hey, look, this is all I'm gonna say is, though. Because I've seen these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and these Yu-Gi-Oh cards look awesome. Like, it's the most anime thing you can get, but still.
Oh, wait, whoa. Hang on. Here's what we'll get, Ryan. Sorry. In the future, I think in either 2024 or 2025, one of the new IP tie-ins, and it'll be just like Lord of the Rings, like how Lord of the Rings is a set, Ryan, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a Final Fantasy tie-in.
Oh, bullshit, they are.
I'm 100% serious.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
It's a full-on set, just like Lord of the Rings was.
You know
Brandon
what?
is gonna be like very, very strapped for cash when that comes out.
You know what? I'll only get it if they add the best Final Fantasy character out there, and that's the one that's
There will
not
not
Final
be
Fantasy.
Sora because that's Disney tied in.
Yeah.
He's still anime enough. He's still
Sora-
I
Final
mean,
Fantasy.
Sora will be on the
Sora might be
Lorcana.
in the I mean, maybe if Disney can acknowledge it.
If he,
I'm
wait,
really
he'll be
excited.
in
I'm
what?
really interested to see how that. So Disney has their own trading card game that's coming out
just-
Oh, yeah, I heard
sometime.
about that.
It was supposed to release this Friday, but it got pushed back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm
my
really
cousin told me
interested
about
in
that one
seeing-
too.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how that goes. But Ryan, I love how you said, "Oh, like Yu-Gi-Oh is the most anime card game you can get." I'm like, there's literally a My Hero Academia trading card game.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, I think there's also a One Piece trading card game. There's another anime.
You can make trading
game
card
as
games out
well.
of stuff like this, but I was like, nah. And I was like, the designs look cool for some of the Yu-Gi-Oh characters, and I was like, all right, I'll take it. But no, what was I saying?
Did you find those Transformers cards, Ryan?
Yeah, I found the Transformers. That's what
Okay.
I told you. I was like, oh, they're all the classic looking. Like here's my whole thing. Disney, acknowledge that you created a very good video game franchise, and just live with it.
Very good is not the words I would use to describe.
I would say
Hey.
cult classic.
Yes.
Hey man, just because you can, you don't want to push this because I've thought of a new.
You're goddamn right not pushing this narrative. This game is fucking trash.
All right,
Kingdom
Zach.
Hearts is a game that is based on luck and not skill because of all the random generated nonsense. Anyways, thank you for listening to Committed Critics.
Take us out, Kevin.
If you want to hear the rest of our thoughts about other topics, tune into our full episode over on Patreon. This episode is kind of be like we're gonna have it uploaded in full on YouTube and on Patreon, but our other episodes are split 50-50 with half on YouTube, half on Patreon. So go ahead and check that out. You can follow us on X at Committed Crits, although we don't use that anymore, so maybe not. So you can also follow us on YouTube, Committed Critics, TikTok at Committed Critics, special thanks to our current patrons: David Peppers from Game Mechanics, Ryan Kolokowski from Ryan Plays Drums, Andy Phillips from Andy Phillips, Jody Wright, Devin Vonderheit, and Brandon Morales. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.